Hi everyone, Stuart, and good morning, and welcome to the final few days of September, and indeed the third quarter. I'm in a different office today. Hope you're all well. So Friday was relatively positive for stock markets. Euros. We had a good close for the DAX and the FTSE, which we'll check out in a minute. And US stock markets are also positive on. Nasdaq was 0.59%. Nasdaq was 0.44%. Dow was up 0.65%, and the S&P 0.59%. That closed the week at 6643. Actually down for the week for the Dow and the for the Nasdaq and the S&P, but up on Friday, quite a big move higher. We just quickly run through everything before we look at some live trades into the open. We're 25 minutes away from the open here in London. Gold's at back over to new all-time highs. 3,800 was finally breached. This morning. We ran into it last week and rejected it and moved down on Friday. Let's have a look at the daily chart here. Connection's a little bit slow this morning, but just bear with me a second. So we paused last week after having breached 7,800, but we were up Thursday, Friday, and a significant move this morning as we move into month end and quarter end. Remember, so 3,800, which was tested last week, is over. So a new all-time high this morning for gold traders. So, as I've been saying for a long time, be very careful about trying to short this, even though we're at these all-time highs. Technically here, we declined a wee bit at 3,700 in the middle of September, but you can see here on this daily time frame. Remember, this is a mean reverting strategy, this stochastic and Bollinger Band approach. But again, the latest cross on our stochastics here was back here last week. Earlier, the beginning of last week, and then we finally crossed on Thursday, and then breached this morning, moved high. If we look at the hourly chart today on gold, hopefully a lot of you caught this move in this myself, but declined into the 20-hour. 50 hour is the blue line here, and rallied strongly on into open, and then we've moved ahead of open. This is the opening trade this morning. In Asia, so new all-time high. See that pivot area through here, and moved higher 3,816. So wait for the ATR on this 1 hourly chart is about $12. We moved up significantly more than that so far today. So just trail your stop loss up behind that, and wait for the turn down to take you out if you're trading this on intraday basis. Crypto, Bitcoin remains under pressure. We've come back this morning, but over the weekend, we've got the daily time frame. We were down last week. It's taking a bit of time to recover. We were down significant last week. Obviously, Thursday's moves were significant. Wednesday's moves were significant. Friday we sort of held the floor around about 109,000, and we moved a little bit higher yesterday, and we're up this morning to 111,000. We're still below the key 112,000, and that's still looking relatively weak to meet these lower highs. This floor 109 now through this 112. There we are, 112 pivot resistance area. We've had, so there's our resistance, there's our support now. The resistance, support, resistance. So we're pivoting through this 112. So despite the weakening dollar, we still got Bitcoin still a bit weird currently in the short term. Metals we've got right. So let's have a look at today's activity. Backspace. Let's go this new kit. So the DAX is our favorite for this trading these opening trades. So we see Friday, it was strong day on Friday, strong day on Friday for the FTSE as well. Kindles. There we are. There's also a strong day from a sideways for most of the week. So good day on Friday for the FTSE and the DAX, closing obviously ahead of the American markets, which closed later in the day. So that's our Friday close, around about 9,300 on the FTSE. We're up again this morning. The DAX I prefer to trade on an intraday basis, and we've been short and long this morning so far. So Friday's close 23,665. It's also our pre-market low, if you like. So we've rallied today. There we go. So that was our short here earlier at 645. 2 times the ATR was around about 24 points, which we took out round about here. The stochastic crosses, the blue and the orange line crossing here on this big up candle here. There we go. The upgrades to the trade lock of the weekend hasn't helped me, but our last position here was at 7:15 into the open. Ahead of the open was here, and we've gone long here at 23,827, and we're in the money. When we touched target one, would have been here at the midpoint, and we would have closed that out. The system will have closed itself out at the touch of the Bollinger Band. So that's I can get rid of that actually. Has it been successful? So if we just mark that on, so we've had 2 winning trades so far as ahead of the open. So that's our last one. So we're out completely of that position now from, sorry, it's not from there, is it? It's from, they got in there basically. So you can see, so we were short to there, to the outside of the Bollinger Band, and then 2 times ATR because it was still going. I'm happy to take that out because we new pre-market highs. Literally, again, this happens quite often, doesn't it? Ahead of the open here in Germany. Just take that out. So our new pre-market high is what we've just seen now in the last 5 minutes. So 23,865 is our new pre-market high for the DAX. Whether FTSE's done, when the FTSE's done the same thing or not, I don't know. But let's see what happens into close. So are we going to now sell this move? But remember, the trend since Friday's open is to the upside. So we should be, again, you can sort of just take the long trades because that's the upward trend. You can see in the 5-minute time frame. We go up the time frames. Instead of 15-minute, we've been long. We've been above the midpoint of the Bollinger Band. We're in the upper half of the Bollinger Band all the Asian session. Got some interesting chatter out of the Bank of Japan this morning. And we'll have a look at the forex positions in a minute. About, seems to be a few dissenters, certainly at least 2 on the bank in the Bank of Japan. Ueda, the governor, has been sort of a bit sanguine about the ability to try and raise rates, but things are getting twitchy in Japan now. But the weakening of the yen as we eye 150 again against the dollar. The coffee's gone cold. That's not nice, is it? That's what happens. So we're with the trend basically on our 5-minute time frames, and we're moving to the upside. Guys, if there's any particular asset you want to have a look at different to this, hopefully you've caught that gold move as well. I tend not to trade gold on a short-term basis. I know a lot of you do, but we're looking for the opening trades around about 8 o'clock, so we're still 15 minutes away. Just stick on the volumes as well. I don't normally have these on because they're a bit they're not as accurate as I might look, but you get the point now. You can see the close. The open of the US session there on Friday. So the volumes have jumped up, and we're very, very thin volumes in the market, but we're still moving up. So this is going to all get wiped out very, very quickly later on today. The data comes out. Very little data today. If we just have a quick look at the calendar today for Monday. Nothing really moved the German market yet. We've got the head of the central bank in Germany with a speech at 9 o'clock in an hour. And Schnabel from the ECB has also got a speech. I think they're at the same event, actually. So lots of chatter from central banks today. Deputy Chair, Deputy Governor Ramsden in the UK, and the Chief Economist for the ECB, the Irish guy, Mr. Lane, also with a chat later on. I'm not sure what Trump's speech is scheduled about, but as far as the US is concerned, John Williams, the chair of the New York Fed, with a speech later on, 5:30 Universal Standard Time. So really interesting what Trump has got to say, and what I didn't know that was scheduled. It might be something to do with the pharma tariffs he's been talking about. He's talking about more. Let's see if I can find out elsewhere. That's happened since the weekend, that scheduled speech. President Trump speaks. So look, did hold just one of his standard press conferences. So perhaps the fact there's little news and some announcements, but we'll see. I'll check some of my other news feeds for that later on and let you know if that's of particular significance, particular market movement significance. There was some chatter last week about around the pharmaceutical companies and tariffs there. So a quick look. Just in the morning article from Reuters this morning said, "Who needs a government anywhere regarding China?" Sorry, my internet's a bit slow here this morning. No, so pending home sales, key US data this afternoon, but it's really, again, it's not really market move, but we have seen strength, haven't we, in the housing market from a very, very weak base. The new home sales last week were stronger than expected. Anyway, back to the markets. Now we are still pushing higher there on that 15-minute chart. So we are. I say we're out at the moment. I would have been. My system would have been out. Let's see what's happening elsewhere. FTSE follows. So slow. Let me just get rid of that. Slow that down. Hopefully that should speed things up. There we are. And reload the FTSE. There I am in the house here. Connection lost, attempt to reconnect, so I've lost you here. Shame, because we'd had two good opening positions. Just check. We've dropped out. I lost the connection there. Sorry. You can, if anybody's still here, it's in 17 minutes, so I'm not sure about what's going on there. It obviously did come back. So where were we? We were looking at the 5-minute chart on the DAX. So we had been short here this morning, into the bottom here, and we'd gone long here, and we were out here. So we'd got in here at it's all these too many messages on the trade log. So we got in here at 23,827, and we'd have got out here on that first touch of the out of the Bollinger Band. That's how the market system works. Oh, yeah, sorry. So there we are. Not a great deal of movement, but certainly some points in that from 827 to 863. So we got that's about 30 odd points on that first move. So, and we now got, as we said, as I was saying earlier, we got a new pre-market high here. That's what's this? It's old sort of old so I just lost it again. We're losing it again. 83877 or 875 for sake of round numbers is our pre-market high here. We're still 5 minutes from the open. We'll probably lose this again on the volatility of the actual open. But you can see the ATR, the average true range, is increasing, so we got 15 points. So we might want to look for like 30 points now, like we got here on this last move here. The other thing to do is obviously walk away. We've had two successful trades here. So we've woke up this morning, one from the top to the bottom of the Bollinger Band, the other one from the bottom to the top of the Bollinger Band. And you know, can be enough for most people. Keep your winnings, not giving any of them back. But let's see what the volatility of the open looks like and try and look at some other markets ahead of that. As I said, the forex market, we look at the major dollar pairs. The major mover of interest this morning has been the dollar dollar yen, as the yen has come back on those comments from two dissenters on the Bank of Japan. So if you look at the hourly chart, that 150 area was sniffed on Friday at 149.91. We got to at one point, but you can see the 150 is just up here, and we were still shy of it by a few points. And then we've weakened this morning on the noises out of Tokyo, as well as some of the commentators and analyst comments around the yen may be pushed into moving forward. The market got ahead of itself, expecting the Bank of Japan to move earlier in the year, and it didn't happen. So if I don't know if I can show you that on here, if it's going to refresh. Oh, there we go. Weekly chart did refresh. So we'd moved here down earlier in the year to the spring. We were down here at 140. And that since then the expectation from the Bank of Japan has diminished, and so we've moved back to the 150 area. Remember, these were 30-40 year highs up here at 160 last summer, and even at the beginning of the year, we were still up here around the 160 area. The yen improved dramatically all the way down to 140 here against the dollar. Again, it was that combination of the weakening dollar as well as the strengthening yen on expectation that would start moving rates. But as you can see here, this is the weekly chart. Remember, guys, the dollar's come back on the indifference from the Bank of Japan to raise rates, but we might see a turn. But you see here, weekly chart, a big breach of this 146.50 area is required for players to start moving buying the yen again. And even on the daily chart, you can still see sort of sideways actions during the benign month of August, but we did get over 150 at the beginning of August. We haven't been back there yet. Looked like we were going there as the dollar's improved, but we've come back again Friday and this morning. So dollar yen 148.85, euro 117.20. Aussie this morning 65.65. So back under 65.50 sorry, back under 66, I should say, last week. Down on Thursday, bounced a wee bit Friday, and we're up a tad today, but under the key 20-day moving average now sits just shy of .66 for the Aussie. So we need to watch that this week. Remember, obviously today, tomorrow, end of the month. Many, as I said to you last week, many traders, including myself, would have closed their portfolios for September on Friday. We had a very quiet week last week. I was only up 15.5 points when you had 4 positions last week. I was away from the screens and out of commission a bit, certainly for two full days. I didn't actually look at the markets on Friday night either. There was probably some positions I could have taken Friday night. I didn't. So we closed the week 15 points to the good, and we're about 1,600 points for. Let me just check for. I've got a manual physical number of it here. 1627.96, 1627.96 for September. That was our point gain for September. So another successful month. Obviously, October starts on Wednesday. Notorious. Obviously, the Wall Street crash happened in October. Lots of other things happened in October. The 2008 debacle. That was September, October as well. So, but it gets bad press, and September's been positive. So, but obviously the month physically isn't over yet. Let's just go back to our DAX for the morning trades. That's right. DX. So you see, it's a positive day. So again, if you just want to go with the trend, as I suggest, we were up Friday, so try and not find that. I might be losing my connection again because I keep coming out of it. There we are. There we are. We've come down. We're yet to cross here. We're yet to take a short position. But again, because we've gone, we've gone long and got out on that peak there. So that might be pre-market high. I was selling now into, here we go, the volatility of the open. So what we'd be interested now at these when the live market comes in is obviously Friday's closing position here was 23,655. Are we going to test that here on the short term basis? Here as 5-minute traders, the recent low, i.e. 7 o'clock here, when most of the European traders are up. So it's only 6 o'clock here. Sorry, 7 o'clock here in London. So it's 8 o'clock in Germany. So the German traders have been open. So this is the real, when the early German traders or European traders are around. So that round number, 23,800, is the key support area this morning. So that's what you want to be looking at as potential lows. And it just happens to be the bottom of the Bollinger Band as well. So if we go up on this short-term basis, I'm just talking about this 5-minute chart. So if we go up the hourly chart, you'll see where Friday lows sit, and see Friday's up close. It sits right at the bottom of the hourly Bollinger Band here. So the 20-hour big support for the day is here 23,716. See, it's a strong trend this morning. Here on the hourly chart, we're in overbought territory as far as these stochastics setups are concerned, and that would have actually triggered that would have triggered a short here. We're looking for shorts from actually it's Friday, so it's not Fridays. How can that be Friday's close? It's not Friday. Oh, it's gone back. That's why, because it's gone back to 20. It's not held the things I put in this morning. Sorry, that's what I've just been saying is gibberish, because the trade locker has not kept that is Friday's close up here. Ignore that. Just take that number off there. It's not kept the change I've done this morning. How annoying. What a mess. So Friday's close there, around about that 23,745 area was Friday's close. It's Friday's close. So we've been positive all Asian session. There's the major stop loss, major support area, the 20-hour moving average 23,760, and we're up. And as we say, we've been up, we've been short and then long. and then long again, I think, here on this 5-minute time frame as we go more. So now there we go. I'm losing my connection again. Thank you for bearing with us. And I'm losing that completely. Right, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. There we are, as we might have expected. The volatility of the opening trades has rejected the pre-market high, but watch that for later on today. I say we were short and then long anyway. So let's see what happens. This is suggesting a short position. So strictly, that should be looking to go short there, right on 5 minutes in. So that would have triggered a little short there. Where you'd got filled trying to trade this, you know, trying to capture the volatility of the open. Sorry, there's highlighter. So that is triggering short there ahead of the. Oh, that's not. Push. So there. So we got in there. Stop loss would have been up here at the top of the Bollinger Band, and sort of be in the money at the moment on that. But you know, I'm not. As you know, I'm not a big fan of trying to capture the volatility of these sessions, but you know, go with the flow. So at the moment, we were short here from 6:30 to 7. We then ahead of the open, we pushed a test, and that was sold off quite quickly. So we have cash positions now moving the DAX lower, and this is the area we talked about, wasn't it? The bottom of the Bollinger Band. So I'd be out now on the touch. Well, we haven't actually touched it yet, but the touch of the Bollinger Band would take me out from this short here, just ahead of the open. Whether, you know, my stop loss would have been far enough away, because obviously this is dynamic, so it's moving, and the volatility of the open would have taken me out or not, I don't know. But you can see how the spread, the bid and the ask are varying on these opening trades, so the spread can move around quite a bit, but it seems relatively tight at the moment. And here we are testing this low, so I'm happy to have got out there. So it's a bit more arbitrary here on the actual trying to trade the open, but more or less we would have got something out of this here. Whether we'd got in here and got out, those exact levels would have been sort of questionable, but we can see. So that there was points and pips in that. Again, I'd be happy to have close that out. I'll certainly close at least one half out, because we got in right on the midpoint, midpoint of the Bollinger Band. So certainly, if you'd led, I don't know, you could have left 20% of your position on to see if this trend continues through the open. But we are literally only 5 minutes into the opening trade, so we were. The trend, the upper trend, the higher time frame trend, still remains intact, still remains long. You see here on the 15-minute chart, we were still up and starting to move down there on the 15-minute, 5 minutes turned short. The 30-minute might still be intact. The 50-minute isn't. Oh, it's not going to move quickly. There we are. The 30-minute is testing its this key support area. So it's been long all morning, and certainly the hourly chart will remain positive. As we said, the 20-hour moving average is down there at 23,760 now, above Friday's closing position. So the movement. This is a big current hourly engulfing candle, and we could do, as I said earlier, we could easily test both this 20-hour moving average and Friday's close as well in these morning trades. Remember, it's the start of the week. It's not just the start of the day. So at the start of the week, it's start of the, you know, many, if they didn't close out their positions for September, we'll be doing that today and tomorrow. So DAX still relatively well bid, 23,775 to the downside. Let's have a quick flick through where else. So with gold, we said we'd seen new all-time highs this morning. Silver also really nicely bid. So 20. It's come off its. We were 3,817. Well, we've come off a little bit. Gold in the last few minutes. So as new all-time highs, 3819, 3820 here on the derivative market for gold, and that's been long since 2 o'clock this morning. You see there on my hourly chart, into opening trades forex. The dollar 1722. Yeah, so dollar's weaker this morning as well. 1737. I think we were short. I can't remember. I've got 3 open positions on my trading platform, which I haven't actually got access to at the moment. And we were Euro, Aussie. Actually, the open position I've got them marked here. So Aussie yen was long from. That's probably been stopped out. That was still open on Friday night. Backspace, so starting the week negatively by looks of things on our end of day trades. Aussie yen 97.64. The stop loss on that was 97.61. So 97. No, it was still not quite stopped out. I don't think I moved the stop loss on that one, but that's that should be closed now. And CAD yen was another one. So we were actually against what's happened this morning. We were, see this updates for me. Now it looks like I'm losing the connection again. There we are. So yeah, this was long Thursday night, I think it was. So it's been it was up 20. No, it was up and then down to 97.61. That should be, yeah, that has been closed out this morning. So that's a losing Aussie yen on the end of day basis was long from today. That's a losing trade. I'll update that later. And CAD yen was probably in a similar position. Stop loss on that was 106.91. Yeah, so that's a 106.84 is where we are now. So again, that's another one that's gone through its stop loss. There we are. So I think we got it. I can't remember where it was. 26th, 25th, the close of 20. We got in here, so that's quite a big stop loss. If we hadn't moved the stop loss up on Friday, I don't think we did. Anyway, 2 losing trades out. We were short CAD. Short yen from Thursday, and that's gone against us this morning, as I say, as the yen's picked up, being one of the best moves, if not the best of the forex moves. Let's just check where we are. That one that's probably going to take ages to come in as well, isn't it? I'm not going to do that. It's take too long to refresh. Let's go back to the dollar pairs. We didn't have a look at sterling so far this morning. 34.42. So again, it says it's a weaker dollar to start the week. See hourly chart on sterling here. Again, your path, it's Bollinger Band moving higher. Short there, whatever it was, that was on Friday night, 8 o'clock. Nobody's trading that. And long, it's gone re-longed again there this morning, 2 o'clock. So it's moved higher, and you've been out there on that. So it's a minor gain on the hourly chart. So look at that's performed in the opening trade. So long back here at 6.45, sort of flattening out where I 134.45. So not a lot of action in sterling there. The head of the open, we're trying to sell it down. It's held, and 20 minutes since around the opening of the stock market, sterling is bid to the upside tad. 134.45, and out the top of the Bollinger Band already, but sideways action there. So a little bit of pips on your side there from 134.38 to the top 134.40. So 4 pips. Not much movement, not worth taking the trade, is it? Who knows? It's moved to the upside. Euro pound 87.23. So the weaker euro this morning as we move down. It's been where were we been? 87.45. Okay, so again, not one that moves around a lot, but interesting to see what's going on in the comparing these 2 major currencies of the European continent. 87.25 here, pivot area. We've had since the rally up for the euro last middle of the month. Cryptos moved on a weaker dollar this morning. So Bitcoin still shy of the 112,000 level this morning. It's had a good start to the Monday. A good day yesterday as well. Sunday was positive, and it's sort of hanging on to the gains from the weekend. Bitcoin, but it's still shy of the key 112,000 at the moment. So it's certainly a major pivot area, as we said earlier. On the end of day basis, the 20-day now sits at 113, close to 114,000 and 113,000, 114,000 a 20-day moving average. So sort of meandering through the 20-day moving average to the downside, but a break and hold of 112,000 is needed to, perhaps attempt these new all-time highs around at that 124,000, but still very much in the money. As you can see here on the daily, as we said earlier, the daily stochastic here crossed over the weekend. So yesterday was a good day here on this strategy. So that was the touch of the outside. We're waiting for the cross, and that would have gone long actually on Saturday, an end of day basis. You see the cross there. So that is saying it's caught the bottom potentially, current bottom. So this strategy on an end of day basis would have gone long at 109,109. Interesting, 109, and see where that goes for the rest of the week. But for me, really, that 112,000 is key, and obviously the 20-day into the upper half of the Bollinger Band at 113,800. So maybe some first target, the top of the Bollinger Band at 118,000. Both of those require the breach of the key 112,000. So crypto, you're trading that on an end of day basis with this strategy, would have been long from Saturday's close. Let's have a look at what's happened back at the DAX. Are we long or that short continued? Let's have a look. We are 15 minutes into the open, so we were out. If we'd left, so as I say, we got out at the bottom of the second target there, the bottom of the Bollinger Band. If you'd left some on, you may still probably leave it on until it actually turns around, until we cross again on the MACD. So certainly, again, it's all your risk profile, guys. Different way you want to trade it. Traditionally, or technically, the way the system was initially set up was obviously we were looking for a touch of the Bollinger Band and then a cross of the stochastic. That's the order we need to take it in. So again, traditionally here, that's that long position we close out. So we touched the outside of the Bollinger Band here at 740, and from then we were waiting for a cross of the stochastics, the K and the D line, which didn't happen here, to take us short. So this would have gone short there. And again, the rules are the stop loss up above the turn, which is that spike there all the way there. So and first target would have been the Bollinger Band itself. So first target 50% would have been taken off of that very small move, and then the second target the outside of the Bollinger Band. Obviously, as we say, at these situations when we're so close to the Bollinger Band, midline of the Bollinger Band and entry, we wait for the outside of the Bollinger Band. And also we've had this the other thing we'd seen on the immediate 5 minutes into on the opening trades, obviously had this massive volatility. It took us up here, and if our stop loss had been a bit too tight, would have taken us out. Vagrancies of trading the open, remember. We would have targeted the bottom of the Bollinger Band, lower Bollinger Band as our first target, which indeed we got out. So we're in and out quite quickly on that. But again, if you'd adapted it to try and go with the trend, you'd have taken either, again, depending on your risk profile, either 80% or 50% of your position off on the first target and left some on and just rolled it down and have your stop loss now at the top of that candle there. So if you give some back, it won't be much given back. We've seen that volatility there at 10 past, and now we seem to be moving lower. Remember, this is Friday's close, which is the potential downside targets to be tested before we potentially bounce back up, but who knows? But as you can see how the volatility is kicked in around the open. So that 5-minute uptrend we've seen, all of the Asian session has been breached significantly, moved to higher, and then it's been sold off again. So it looks like we're moving down. We looked like we'd breached the midpoint of the Bollinger Band here on the 15-minute earlier, didn't we? Indeed, we have now. And if we go up to the 30-minute time frame, that's also currently. Obviously, we can't make a decision on this one because it's not a completed candle. Still 13 minutes of this 8 o'clock candle to complete the 30-minute trades. But that looks like that big uptrend that's been above here from early doors on Friday is coming to an end. So again, just simply trade that to the upside. Got out here, but just added as it's gone higher. Added again there this morning, and taking you out there. But again, your style could be trailing the stop loss up. So your stop loss would have been there from earlier. Probably moved up there into close and probably been reversed out around about there on open. And then waiting for the next position. Again, the strategy we're looking to go short there, but as you can see, the last touch of the outside of the Bollinger Band has moved us up and down. So that's a bit of a weak short position there, even though it's caught. Let's see that there coming out of the overbought, and the K and the D line crossing right at the top of the market there at 6:30. So again, a brave small position on there, but it's been again, if you'd had your stop loss of here, you'd probably have been stopped out because the Bollinger Band would have been just around here. So that the volatility of the open would have taken you out. And again, if you're a 30-minute trader, you'd avoid the volatility of the open and see what happens afterwards. And so you'd come in now, having been stopped out of this long trend, and see what's happening of the day. So the first 30-minute candle of the live session on the DAX is what's that telling us? Well, it's telling it's relatively weak because of the size of the body of the candle. It's engulfed all the previous action ahead of this 1 o'clock candle. So all the Asian positivity has been sort of wiped out in the first 30 minutes of the European traders in the DAX. That's what that market is telling us at the moment. As you can see, the K and the D line there also moving down. So okay, I'm going to wrap this up, guys, because I'm going a bit tired. I need to go and get some breakfast. But hope just following this simple strategy. Remember, we've got lots of other strategies, guys, but the trade locker is working against me at the moment. It's got rid of all my other platform, my other setups. We just got this one left. So we'd been short here. We'd been long here. Remember that cross there at 7:15. When I first looked at this morning, we rallied. Target 1 here, target 2 here, and that remains our high of the day. The pre-market high remains the high of the 23,875. That should be on your charts. The opening high, the live session high of the day is 23.65, where our stop loss may have been at the top of the Bollinger Band now on the opening volatility. We then went short here at 7:55 into the open again, and good to go. Target 1 on the touch of the out of the Bollinger Band. There's some still left on the market here. It's going against us at the moment, but I say our stop loss would be round about. In fact, I probably have to stop us where our target was potentially. So it might have already been taken out. That if we've still got anything left support here, as the 20 minutes in at 23.775. For the sake of it, I like my 5s and 0s. Market continually likes like 5 and 0s. And interestingly, there we are. There's a little gap there. I just noticed here that's now been filled. I noticed that before. There we are. See that on our feed. So it might be just a technical wizard with our feed. But 23.775 the low. 23.7445 again for the sake of round numbers. Was Friday's closing sort of positions and our support of the day. So short, long, and then short again. Thanks very much. And I'm off to get some breakfast. So Take care, everyone. Rest of the day is relatively quiet. I just to bring in the calendar for the rest of the day. Busy's up later on in the let's use the Forex Factory because it's up unlike the others. So yeah, watch what Trump has to say and pending home sales out the US this afternoon. So relatively quiet week running into obviously non-farm payrolls on Friday. So watch that. ADP Wednesday, non-farm payrolls obviously Friday, and a plethora of PMIs as we round off the end of the month. Obviously, Fridays. If you want with me on Friday, Friday's price PCE price index was bang in line. So we've still got a sticky, hotish inflation situation in the US, 2.9% for the core PCE price index, and the University of Michigan consumer confidence also slipped, but not as much as many were expecting. It came in at 55.1 compared to 55.4 last time. It was expected to tick up a bit, but it's weakened a tad. As I say, it didn't stop stock markets closing. Up for Friday, breaking a 3-day losing streak, but down for the week. Let's see what this final few days of September brings, and indeed the start of the notorious volatile October. We said that about September, didn't we? And September was up as well. So anyway, let me leave with the DAX at 23,800, and that stopped us out. This you can see there. Stop loss, well, not quite a stop loss. If it had been, it would have been already stopped out on at our target 1. If it's above that that top of that body of that candle, it's still open, but it's looking like that might get taken out as well. But we'll see how that goes, and let's set in, see, and don't give too much back is the key. So take care, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow for Jolts. Jolts at 2 o'clock, 1400 hours GMT. I'll hopefully have a better connection tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, be good, and